Good morning, everyone. This is Lola with LolaRist.com. And I am just getting set up here. So I have to take a few seconds for Facebook to catch up. So if you'll give me a minute to find it, we'll get started. Boy, it's a dreary day here today. I don't know what's going on weather-wise. Kind of rainy looking. Okay. There we are. Okay. Take a few minutes for allowing people to catch on and to locate me. Oh, we've had a busy weekend. We had the girls this weekend, which is wonderful. And they wore us out, completely wore us out. And yet, when we got home from taking them down to meet their mom and dad, it's like, it's too quiet. It's too quiet. Good morning, Doris. Nice to have you join me today. So, I don't know where you're at, Doris. We're here in Northeast Missouri, and it's cold and kind of dreary and damp out, and it's just kind of a yucky day. But we are going to do some a treat bag, a real simple, cute treat bag to share with you. And anyhow, we've had our grandbabies all this last week, and they have worn us out. Weekend, I guess, so to say. They wore us out in a good way. In a wonderful way. It's amazing how busy a 7 and 4-year-old can keep you. So let me straighten up here. So they kept us on the move, that's for sure. And when mom and dad enjoyed their time away for a few days, everybody needs that opportunity to get away and take a break. And the girls enjoyed it, and so did them. So they did too. So we're going to do a quick little treat bag today. And the one that I have for you is one that I don't even know that I need to do a tutorial, quite honestly. It is so simple. Sometimes we need something quick, fast, and lots of them. And this is one of those items that is quick and it's fast and you can use it for multiple things. I'm going to be using Easter cards this week and Easter treats and things like that. But we're not going to do the traditional everything Easter. I've already done the daffodils, so I won't be doing daffodil cards and things like that, but just pulling some things that we have in our stamping arsenal that will allow us to create without having to do all the stamping, buying all the Easters and comments and things like that. If you have an Easter greeting, then you're going to be good to go. So this is a very quick little bag that I'm going to show you so fast. Like I said, I don't even see a need to do a tutorial on it. So we're going to start with a piece of DSP, and this DSP is 6 inches wide. So I cut the sheet in half, and then 10.5. It's time at this time of the year to start getting rid of all of the DSPs and things that you have from this year's annual catalog so that you can make room for new stuff coming in. And I have a slew of new stuff. And quite honestly, with 2 Stampin' Sips last week and the girls coming, I knew there was no need to open those boxes. So literally, they have not opened. They have not opened, and I'm going to use them today. Hopefully. So 6 inches by 2, and it's not a piece that's specifically Easter related, but it was from the pansy paper, and I've got a bunch of pansy paper from the leftover from the retreat. I need it to go. So I start pulling out things that I have that I need to get out. It needs to be moved. So this would be a good piece. The hand-pinned paper would make beautiful Easter bags and treat bags because they have that the pale pink, the mint macaron, the Highland heather, really pretty for Easter bags. You could even use Pattern Party with the black and white and just use it and make it black and white, and take a brayer and just ink over it very quickly. Multiple things that you have that you can get rid of and still be able to do treat bags and stuff. Okay, so I'm gonna start with my Simply Score tool, and I'm gonna score at 2.5. Always score lightly on your DSP because it will push through and tear it. That one came off the grid. Let me go back. So 2.5, and now 5, 7.5, and I want to go 10, and that's going to leave that 1/2 inch right on the end for the gluing tab, okay? I'm going to do a 1/4 turn, and I'm going to come in at the 2 inch, and I'm going to score all the way down. The best way to use these tools is to take it and don't stand it straight up. Angle it down. And when you angle it down, it has a better chance of staying in the groove. I speak from experience because, I hate to tell you, this was my 3rd scoring tool. The first one I bought, I tried it, I tore paper, I didn't like it. And I got rid of it. And then someone said, oh, try it again. So I ordered another one. Yeah, I tried and I tore paper and I didn't like it and I got rid of it. Then my friend Lori in Nebraska said, oh, Lola, you just got to know how to use it. So she showed me, and I'm like, that's all it took was angling it down. So I'm going to very lightly burnish these score lines like so. After this, I have to get set up for a stamping group coming today. I'm going to turn up on this one. And this is at that 2.5 mark. Okay? So I'm going to go back and remind you again, it is 10.5 by 6. I scored it 2.5, 5, 7.5, and at 10, a 1/4 turn, and I scored it 2. Now I need to get rid of some little pieces. I'm going to get rid of this one little rectangle right here. I'm going to cut up just a hair, and I'm actually going to angle over just a hair to that score line. And then I'm going to angle this in just a hair. And we've got rid of that one little piece. I scored it, angled it off just a hair, okay? Now, I'm going to do the same thing here, but I'm going to come over to the edge of the score line, and I'm going to come up all the way to the 2-inch score line, but don't cross over. And as I do this, I'm going to trim off a little bit of an angle so that when I go to put my box together, it will lay better. So I got rid of a little piece in there. Same thing here. Like so. So my computer's not showing comments and things right now, guys, so I'm not able to comment or say anything. I don't know what's going on, but what I do know is that I'm going to finish this up and go on because I have to get set up. So here we go. I'll try to read comments and messages after the fact. I'm also going to trim just lightly on this corner piece, just like that. So when I lay it out flat, you can see I took off just a tiny hair off of this angled piece right here, this 1/2-inch strip. And then I also cut out here and I trimmed off a little here. And this allows that box to completely come together and lay flat in when you fold in the ends and things, okay? So I'm gonna go on ahead and I'm gonna put this right here, and this is gonna go down, and I'm gonna use tear and tape. So I'm gonna take the tear and tape and come down the side right along here. I am gonna stay fairly close to the crease, that bone scored, that scored line, because I want the box to stay together on that side. I don't want it to have a gap there. If you take your tear and tape, and if you take a sharp tool, paper piercing tool, scissors, whatever, if you rub the tear and tape, it will push that tear and tape down into the DSP, and the adhesive will come off and stay on the DSP, and the tear and tape paper will come off. Good morning, Tina. Nice to have you with me today. Kind of a dreary day out there, my friend. All right, so I'm going to bring this piece over, and I'm just going to lightly, oops. There, line it up, just like so. Okay, just like that. All right, now this is where I have that seam, so I kind of want that in the back of the box. So I'm going to go on ahead and put tear and tape on the front piece. So this is the piece that will be the front, right here. So I'm going to go on ahead and put some tear and tape. I'm probably going to do two pieces. I'm going to do one in the bottom to help keep that together there, and then one at the top. Okay. All right. We're going to come in here and take off the tear and tape piece. I used to be so fascinated when I would watch people do Facebook Lives, and they get going on their tear and tape, and I mean, they would just go, and it just goes zipping off, and I'm like, okay, mine would never do that, but it's getting better. I'm getting faster at it. All right, so here's where the tear and tape is, and I'm going to go on ahead and just push that down like so. Take my hand inside, tighten that up here with a little bit of pressure, make sure that it's all adhering good. Okay, if by some chance you had a little piece that didn't, you can always slip a little glue dot. There is a little spot there, so just to show you. If you didn't get something to lay flat, you could just take a glue dot and slide it under there. Like so. And that'll help hold that in place, okay? All right, so my piece that has the back is going to be back here. Now to get, and here's what we're doing. Again, this is what we're gonna be making, is a very simple treat bag, okay? To make this, I just went with some of my old DSP that I've got to get moved before I start bringing out the new stuff. And so I'm hunting for anything that will have a spring color look so that I could make multiples of these quickly and take like to school to some coworkers, take them to work. I'm going to take it and I'm going to push in the corners like so. And I'm just going to kind of hold it, okay? Now, if you happen to have those locking tweezers, they're going to come in handy here, okay? All right, so I'm going to tie this with ribbon. And I don't know how well, I think you can see from this side. I wanted something that was going to keep that ribbon in place without sliding just off the top and coming up. I needed something that was going to hold it in place so that the ribbon stayed in the grooves and held that box closed. So I took a circle punch. You could take multiple punches. Anything would work. And I'm going to slide those circle punch in here. And I'm just going to come down a little ways. And I'm just going to punch a little piece out. If I can get it to punch. Okay. Can you see that? That's just enough that's going to hold that ribbon there. Okay, I'm going to come to the other side, and I'm going to do it again. If I had to, I could try and do 1/2 of a piece and do the first section and then lay it down and try to get the second one. But if I can get all of it at one time, that's my best bet. So I'm going to slide it in here. Not bad. Not bad. Okay. All right. Now I can turn around and I can tie the ribbon there. So I'm going to take, again, I have a multiple of this from our retreat when we did the retreat with the rain boots. I did have extra ribbons and I had extra pansy paper. Pam and I were both trying because we were trying to stay ahead of and make sure we had enough before it went out. So we were both laughing. We both ordered quite a bit extra just in case. All right. So I'm going to go on ahead and take this ribbon. And I'm going to hold this again with those locking tweezers. And this time it holds the bag and it's got the ribbon in place too. All right. I'm going to turn it sideways and tie a bow. This would work for baby shower gifts, not gifts, but little favors for the people that come. It would work for anything school related, anything kid related, Halloween treats. Oh my gosh, wouldn't that make cute little Halloween treats? This size though is just a good size, and I will fill this up with some Easter. Now I've got myself going other holidays. I'll fill it up with some Easter candy. Could even put a little bit of grass underneath it. Okay. Those tweezers make a huge difference. If you don't have any of those tweezers, you can pick them up at Amazon. 3 pairs for $10. So you have one for yourself and one for your friend and one for your craft travel bag that we all take with us wherever we go. Okay, I'm going to set that aside for now. One of the things that is going out is the Encircled in Beauties die. The whole set is going out, Encircled in Friendship and Encircled in Beauties dies. This is okay, but I really don't want to lose my dies. The dies are like doilies, and they're awesome little pieces. There's multiple sections. There are 5 different size circles, and then there is an outlined piece that cuts the big section right here. It cuts this one out. This one stays in the paper unless you remove it with this die on top of it. Okay, so you can cut that right into the cardstock front of a card or something. And they layer great. And the thing that I noticed is I have not seen a single doily in the new catalog. I may be wrong, but Stampin' Up! Always offers doilies. And I don't think there's anything there. I think every doily is gone except for the one that are in the mini catalog right now. And then they should be probably leaving. So if you wanted a doily, you're going to have to figure out something to have to keep a doily die of some sort, shape. So these would work. So that's the thing I would recommend, looking at that and holding on to those. Okay. So I took the doily. I cut this one. This is the size that I'm going to work with. And I used that with Soft Succulent to go along with my paper. I also cut scallop circle out of Evening Evergreen and a white circle out of Basic White. And I'm going to go on ahead and do a little bit of stamping. And this is going to be done just boom, really fast. So, another thing we could use, like this would be good for a retreat gift, ladies' Bible study, if you wanted to take something to them that you were with, anything and everything. So I'm going to start with the Easter Blessing. And I pulled this directly from the daffodil set. Even though I said I wasn't going to use the daffodils for my cards this week, which I'm not, I still need something that says Easter. Easter Blessing. Okay. And then I'm going to take the little flower, the little lily that is in this set, and I'm going to put it down here at the bottom, like so. It is in the Encircled in Friendship, but I think you could find other places too. All right, I'm going to start with very soft. I want the soft, light, soft succulent. I'm just going to color in the stem. Very lightly using it, just coloring in the stem. I was kind of disappointed too in the new catalog. There are still several of our basic collection of inks that have no blends. Pacific Point, there's no blend for Pacific Point. Mary Merlot, there's no blend. The one that says Coastal Cabana. Now I know that they are probably thinking that the Bermuda Bay Light would be fairly close to it. But there were several, and I was hoping they would add a few more of their regular colors, but they did not. This is the Light Mint Macaron, and I want just a little bit of green to the lily. Not a lot. Just kind of touching in where some of those lights are, those lines, and where there would be some shading. Okay. Then I'm going to come back to keep it light. I'm going to come back to the color lifter and just lightly go over that to kind of lift that out a little more, because I really want it just very softly muted. Like so. All right. Now we're going to take this Easter Blessing circle, and I'm going to layer it on top of the Evening Evergreen. Like so. And we're not too far from being done, guys. That's how fast these suckers come together. I'm going to turn around and I'm going to take these two now and I'm going to lay them with dimensionals. My gals in my clubs really love the dimensionals, but a lot of times they're apt to leave these little pieces. So I find I have a lot of them to go through. I don't know about you guys, but they leave those pieces and I have to get rid of them by using them up. Okay. Just like this. And we're going to put this right here on the center of this. This is a little bit larger circle than the one that I used on the Calypso Coral piece. I'll bring that over here in just a second. Make sure I've got it fairly centered. If you look, you can see that this is the next setup. I wanted to put more than just the Easter Blessing. And so I wanted to have that flower, so I knew I had to bump it up just a little bit. I ended up, by bumping it up, I lost a little bit of the doily. Not much. I am about a quarter of an inch all the way around, or an eighth of an inch at the most. So, all right, I'm going to turn around and put more on this. And then I'm going to attach this to the front, which actually might not be the easiest because I already tied it up. But if I have to, I'll untie it and do it again. Just like this. All right. There we go. And let's finish it up. We're going to take that and I'm going to put a couple of little butterflies. The butterflies were in the daffodil dies. This tiny little daffodil or tiny little butterfly that is supposed to do a little bit of embossing. I have shimmied and shimmed it trying to figure out how to get that to show a little more of the embossing, and I don't have any luck. So if you by any chance have any way to do that, let me know. Okay, put this one on the top. There's that. And then the only thing left to do is a few little embellishments and we are done. So a very, very simple little box that comes together in no time at all. And we're gonna take these embellishments because they are also going out. This is the In Color collection this year. And just put one on the butterfly here and a gem on this one. And a couple on the actual centerpiece. And we are done. And there's our little treat bag, guys. Just like that. Simple, cute, easy to untie, easy to put the ribbon on it. You can use ribbon, you can use string. Just by notching it, it keeps that tie there in place, and it's still open all the way at the top. Okay? All right, so thanks for joining me and being with me today. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a great day, guys. Bye-bye.